My name's Rachael Smith. I'm a primary therapist here at Fairwinds Treatment Center. I got my bachelor's at University of Florida and my master's in art therapy at Eastern Virginia Medical School. My function and my role is as a primary therapist, but I also use art therapy in my practice as well with my patients. So art is a great tool for the therapeutic process. Art can be therapeutic within itself. Rolling paint, coloring, it can really foster a lot of the mindfulness and thought diffusion techniques that we teach here, whether it's through CBT or RODBT programs that we use with our chemical dependency track or eating disorder track. Art itself can be a great intervention and can be tailored for our patients' needs. When we think about what's really going on, the emotions, the thoughts, the confusion, the shame, the guilt, the anger, the sadness, it can all be very overwhelming. And to be able to get that on a piece of paper and have it in a tangible form that we can then manipulate, it really is a helpful outlet so that we get a better perspective. Looking at art through the projective imagery that's used and also looking at the formal elements of art, we can really see what's going on with somebody's feelings, thoughts, mental status, and it gives it a great avenue where the focus isn't necessarily on me and my problem, but now this abstract quality that we can manipulate, we can change, and we can get a better point of view about. So that's how I use art, whether it's drawing, painting, clay sculpture, you name it. There's art in the way that we approach things in our daily life. I like to think of it as the dance of life. So I like to work within metaphor to best support my patients as possible. The most success that I see often with the art process is the fact that we treat adults here at Fairwinds, and most adults stop making art usually around age 10 is when it's kind of pushed out of the school systems. So by engaging back into the art process, we're asking some of our patients to pick up materials that they haven't touched in 10, 20, 30 years or more. And also too, the process of making art can be one of those where we become vulnerable and insecure about our own abilities. The coolest thing to watch is to have someone come in and say, I'm not making art, I'm not doing that, I'm not a drawer, don't judge me, and engage in the process and actually invest in their own imagery and what they're making. We can get a perspective of looking at things from a new way or going, wow, I didn't realize that this was such a big thing in my life. So the best thing for me is watching anyone who's completely resistant to making art to actually loving the process and being invested in their imagery. We can work through problems in solution-focused ways. One of the drawings that I like to do is have people draw their problem and then their ideal solution, and then somehow through art create a bridge from here to there, and how that can be a metaphor for other things that they need to do and steps that they need to take in their life. I've worked with patients with memory problems and creating memory boxes and honoring and preserving things that are cherished to them. Helping people create and draw peaceful imagery for themselves so they can use that as a coping skill. The possibilities are limitless, really.